Yo, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring, your number one stop for all things theme park updates related and haunted attraction related. Today is a big video. Today is my full and honest. I'm going to try to be as completely honest with this full review on Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2019. We're going to be talking about the mazes. We're going to be talking about the scare zones. We're going to be talking about the different controversial stuff that's been going on this year. And everything in general, the atmosphere, the crowd level, everything. So far, I've been to the event 3 times this year, and it's only 2 weeks into the event, so I know this may be a little early to do, but as of right now, as of the 2 weeks that the event has kicked off, we're going to be talking about my full and honest review for my 3 times going to the event and really getting a feel of how the event is in general for Halloween Horror Nights 2019, because there's a lot of stuff to cover. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that I think I need to clear up in the air and everything. And real quickly, before I start the video, I just want to say these are all my opinions. Everyone's opinions are different. Everyone has the right to have their own opinion, and I think we should all just respect them instead of trying to argue with them or trying to go down to the comment section and argue with them. I think that's kind of pointless, because then it causes more negativity in the community. I think we should all just respect each other's opinions no matter what. But these are just my opinions from what I've seen the past 3 times that I've gone this year. Like I said, it's going to be big. We're going to be talking about all things HHN, my full review on it. And let's get into, firstly, what my maze count is on the different mazes that I've been through. How many times have I been to them so far, being there 3 times and many more trips to come. But as of right now, my current maze count is House of a Thousand Corpses 4 times, Holidays in Hell 4 times, Jordan Peele's Us 4 times, The Curse of Pandora's Box 4 times, Stranger Things Season 2 2 times, Killer Clowns from Outer Space 3 times, Creepshow 5 times, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman 3 times, and Ghostbusters 4 times. So I've been through the mazes quite a lot this year, and I'm hoping to extend those counts as we go on throughout the haunt season. But now let's get into the juicy talk, my full HHN 2019 review. Keep in mind, this video is going to be all over the place, but that's just because I'm going to be trying to cover as much as possible. So if you need to pause it to keep up with what I'm saying and everything, go ahead and do that. Let's hop right into it. Before that, make sure to check us out on SoCal Exploring Media. That's where I'm posting all my HHN picks. They're coming out very nice, and I really like the quality that they're coming out with. And I post all my reviews and stuff, like short little reviews on there, as well as other theme park picks in general. Just follow us on SoCal Exploring on Twitter too, and click that subscribe button if you want to see more HHN related content with those bell notifications on. Lastly, visit our website SoCalExploring.com for more detailed theme park updates and haunt attraction news. Alright, let's talk about the mazes. So right off the bat, underrated mazes this year, which I truly believe that these are underrated mazes this year. I talked a little bit about what I thought the underrated mazes were in my HHN maze rankings video, but now, after thinking about it, the most underrated mazes are, in my opinion, Creepshow and The Curse of Pandora's Box. Now I'm going to talk about the 2 reasons why, or the 2 mazes and why I think people don't like them. Curse of Pandora's Box. People don't like that it's all over the place, it's reused props, and there's really no storyline at all. Well, in my opinion, there is a storyline. You just kind of have to analyze the maze. In general, I will admit it's a little bit confusing. That is why it's not an amazing maze, but it is a great maze. I think that there is a storyline. It's just really hard to tell. You kind of have to analyze it, and most people don't want to do that. They just want it to be where the storyline's placed in front of them, and they automatically understand it. So I can see why people think Pandora's Box is bad, but in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions too, Pandora's Box is a very underrated maze, and I think that people should stop hating it on as much. Because if you guys have seen the pre-show, which a lot of people missed a chance to check out the pre-show, it's really cool. The conga lines really stop people from seeing the pre-show, which I wish there was a way where everyone can watch the pre-show, because I got to experience it on my 3rd night on Sunday, and it was very cool. You can check that out on Twitter. I filmed a little bit of the pre-show. It's really neat. Now with Creepshow, I think that people don't like it as much because either A, they haven't really gotten into the movie, because it's more of an older movie, which most of the IPs here are during Halloween Horror Nights. But with Creepshow, I feel like it's one of those ones that not a lot of people watch, so they're kind of confused on what's going on. And the last 2 scenes from the Shudder series nobody has understood yet at all, because nobody's seen the Shudder series yet. That releases on September 26th, so tomorrow, I believe. I'm filming this on the 24th, this will probably come out 25th. Yeah, I believe the series comes out tomorrow on Shudder, so you may want to check that out. But I honestly think that the reason Creepshow is so underrated is because people don't really understand it. Not a lot of people have watched the movie, and there's a bunch of transitioning black walls in there, but they're not bad transitioning black walls. It keeps the theme of the comic book feel, which I really enjoy, and I think a lot of people don't enjoy it, but I think that it plays good with Creepshow, because how else would you be able to transition into the different scenes and the different stories other than just black walls? There's no black walls, or there is a couple black walls, but there's not those long transitions of black walls. Instead of those black walls, we have the creep popping out of us and different comic book thing walls and stuff like that. And I really think that's cool. I just think that people are putting it too low because of that reason, of the whole transitioning aspect of it, and the fact that a lot of people don't really understand the maze at all. Other than that, though, the lineup is amazing. Like, hands down, other than Stranger Things, which is really, really bad. I don't like Stranger Things, and I can see why people won't like it at all. There's a few that like it just because they're big fans of the show, and I'm a big fan of the show, but I'm also a big fan of Horror Nights, so I don't like the maze at all. House of Thousand Corpses is another one people are hating on a lot. I am so-and-so with it. It just kind of is decent. It's good. House of Thousand Corpses, I think it was a good maze. It just wasn't the best. But other than that, the lineup was very strong. The lineup is just, it's good. It's really good. The event definitely tops last year. It tops Knott's Scary Farm. I haven't been to Queen Mary yet. That will be on Thursday. But it tops Knott's Scary Farm. HHN is just, it's really good this year. And I think that too many people are being too hard on it, complaining about it, saying that the lines are too long and everything, saying that the mazes aren't good, they aren't as good quality as Orlando's, which I think is complete and utter bull, because some of the Orlando mazes, I will admit, their sets are absolutely stunning. They are like, wow, Orlando's crazy. But if you live in the Hollywood area and Hollywood is your event, that's the one that you normally go to, then why hate on it? Because you know what you're expecting when you go to the Hollywood event. You're expecting tent mazes and not that amazing huge sets in these tents as you would see over Orlando. Orlando has a lot more resources as far as soundstage location goes. All we have is a room for tents. We have plenty of sound stages, but we are a lot more active with filming and such other than Orlando is, and that is why we don't have that much room for soundstage mazes. So I think people need to know what to expect when going to Hollywood and Orlando, because I don't like when people really compare Orlando to Hollywood. You can't really compare it at all. It's just hard to compare because Orlando does amazing sets, like I said, and we don't have that much room to do sets in these small tents that we have. But Murdy tries his best to pull it off as much as he can. Like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like wow, that looks amazing in the Ghostbusters maze. Overall, though, I think people are being way too hard on Halloween Horror Nights this year, because it is a great event nonetheless. It's a great lineup, and I think people need to consider the fact that there's going to be lines everywhere you go. There's going to be lines at Disneyland. There's going to be lines at Knott's Berry Farm. There's going to be lines at Six Flags. There's going to be lines at Scary Farm. There's going to be lines at Universal. There will always be long lines, and I think people complain about long lines too much. You just got to really strategize what you want to do first and strategize how you're going to get through the night, because it is possible to get through the night doing all of the mazes. You just need to get there early, you need to get down fast, and you really need to strategize what you think is going to be the most busiest, which is typically the lower lot mazes, so that's why you want to do those first. Made a full video on this. If you want to go check that out, click the link in the description for a full survival guide on Halloween Horror Nights 2019 and how I believe you can get all the mazes done without using Universal Express if some of you can't afford Universal Express. I made it more simpler for you guys to try and get all the HHN 2019 mazes done in that video. Click the link in the description. Okay, I'm already sweating. Wow. Next, let's talk about the controversies. There's a couple this year. The biggest one this year was probably the Jordan Peele's Us controversy. I'm not going to really talk about details about this, but if you guys want to know about the details, I'm sure it's all over the internet on the Twitter community and such. I'm sure a lot of you already know about it. They fixed it though. They got new actors in there and they look absolutely phenomenal, and I think Universal did a good job at quickly replacing the actors and staying true to the movie and everything. I don't think it was that big of I don't know. I see it being both ways. I see people getting offended by it, and I see people saying like, "Oh, why is it that big of a deal?" I just think that we need to calm down a little bit before going on Twitter and attacking Universal or attacking the creative team behind Universal. I think that we really need to think about this. And if there's no good to say about it, then I don't think anyone should say something at all about it. That's all I'm going to talk about because this one's actually really controversial, the Jordan Peele's Us topic. So I'm going to move on from that one. We're getting out of that one. And let's talk about the double. It seems like, I don't know this for sure, but it seems like with the 2 additional mazes, since we don't have Terror Tram this year, it seems like Universal has upped their capacity. Now, what I mean by this is obviously there's technically 10 mazes with The Walking Dead, and that means that you can fit a lot more people into lines, you can fit a lot more people into mazes, and you can fit a lot more people into the event. However, Universal could have upped their capacity by a little bit, but it seems that they have upped their capacity a ton, and it seems like they have doubled their attendance. I don't know if they've actually doubled it or not, but it just seems like that. Because Fridays and Saturdays, the 2 pack days, which, like I said in my survival guide, will always be the pack days, they have been insane. They are, like, unbearable. Like, you are only able to get, like, 4 mazes done if you're really taking your time and such. It's really hard because it's so crowded and everyone's rude and everything. And it just seems way more packed than Universal can actually handle, which makes no sense at all. Now, I did go on this past Sunday, and I must say, very nice. I went through lots of mazes, and I think that, or lots of mazes. I went through all the mazes, and I did them all twice. It was phenomenal because it was just really slow for a Sunday, and it was nice. That's the kind of HHN that I want to see. But Fridays and Saturdays, wow. I'm sure you guys have been keeping up with Twitter and everything, and other HHN updaters who have been visiting on Fridays and Saturdays, but they are insane. The crowd just seemed to be way, way more than how they were back when we had a smaller amount of mazes. So I think that Universal is kind of wrong on that point because they upped their capacity by way too much now that we have an additional 2 mazes. I think that it shouldn't have been raised as high. Could have been raised maybe by a couple thousand, maybe even 1,000. I don't think that 2 mazes really make the difference on whether or not we should add a 10,000 people extra capacity to what the capacity already was, which really makes the experience sucky. I just hope that gets fixed, and I hope that they somehow lower it and kind of limit the tickets for Horror Nights this year on Fridays and Saturdays in specific, because Sundays and Thursdays, they're not that bad. I've been on both Thursday Fan Preview Night and Sunday, and Thursday on Fan Preview Night wasn't that bad at all, actually. The wait times were not that bad at all. And Sunday, like I said, so nice. I felt so nice. We actually rode all the rides in the lower lot too, so it was super nice. I really, really like the Sunday so far over the Thursday. I mean, Throwback Thursday is a thing, and I feel like Throwback Thursday will draw more people into the event. So check out a Sunday. Definitely check out a Sunday. From my experience this year, Sunday was very nice. Opening ceremony is canceled. Yeah, you heard that. I saw something on Twitter or on the forums or something, and a couple of people sent it to me. So this is why I'm talking about it. I don't know if this is confirmed yet, and I'm sure that some of you guys have tried to watch opening ceremony, but there was no opening ceremony this past weekend. The characters just kind of came out because who knows? I'm thinking if this is true, which I don't know if it's true or not, so don't quote me on this, but if it is true, it's probably due to the fact that Universal's finally realizing that it's getting kind of dangerous with the guests charging at the characters and the characters charging at them with people getting trampled and such. I mean, I got trampled like a couple years ago. Roll the clip. But we won't talk about that. That's when I was smaller and everything, so I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. But yeah, this could be a good thing. This could be a bad thing. Honestly, in my opinion, opening ceremony was not that good this year since there was no flame towers, and it seemed like there was a lot less actors this year. But like I said, don't quote me on it. I don't know. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. They could also have stopped it because early entry starts at 6 and people are coming in around 6:15, and then they'll automatically stop them to wait for opening ceremony. So people don't like that because the mazes are already open. It could be 2 of those reasons. Who knows? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, opening ceremony could not be a thing this year though anymore. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see till Thursday when someone tries to wait for opening ceremony and see if it still exists for this year. Alright, so let's see. We talked about the mazes, we talked about the controversy, we talked about crowd control, scare zones. Scare zones, wow, very impressed this year. All Hallows Evil, wow. Okay, it's All Hallows Evil could be a maze. I kid you not. It could be turned into a maze, and we could see that replicated next year. And I'm hoping Murdy's thinking about that, which I'm sure he is. He tweeted out that he's already designing 2020 HHN mazes. So All Hallows Evil, I would be perfectly fine if it was a maze. That scare zone is phenomenal. It's dark and it's absolutely terrifying. One of the best scare zones that we've ever seen down there. It looks great. And the Christmas in Hell scare zone though is my favorite scare zone. The characters are just so energetic in there. And that's Christmas in Hell is the scare zone after holidays in Hell the Maze. All the characters in there are so energetic. They really put their heart into what they're doing. And I've never been disappointed when I walk through that scare zone because all of them are so active in there and they're always scaring guests. And I love seeing it. It's just all of them are so good. They are phenomenal. Christmas in Hell, hands down my favorite. And then right underneath it goes All Hallows Evil. And then Spirits and Demons of the East and Fallen Angels. I'm just going to collab those two. Those are great. I've always liked the opening scare zone, and I think that this year was great as well. The Momo actor, wow, she's phenomenal. I posted a picture a couple of days ago of some acrobatic stuff that she was doing, and it really plays into her character. Also, all the different demons and such, they look phenomenal. They really put on a show out there. And the four-legged stilt walker with the jaw, with the long jaw that's open, that, wow, impressive. Very, very impressive. And it's so neat to see. It's such a cool thing to see. And that whole scare zone is very energetic, just like Christmas in Hell is. With Toxic Tunnel is very cool this year. I mean, it's the same thing. It's always going to be the same thing. That's just the bottom line. I think that it will never see a drastic change. And I think it's always going to be referred to as the Dubstep Tunnel / the Toxic Tunnel, speaking in realistic terms. And then we have the Roaming Scare Zone, which is the unofficial Chainsaw Scare Zone down in the lower lot. Really cool. I really like how they did this year. They tested this out closing night last year where they had kind of a couple of chainsaw actors roaming around the bottom of the lower lot, half of the park. And now they have more of a troop down there filled with like 9 to 10 people. I think it's really cool. It's really nice to see a lower lot scare zone because before everyone was safe, but now nobody's safe at all. No matter where you go, you're going to get scared, and I really like that. I like seeing people's reactions, and I like seeing these different actors put on a show for everybody down in the lower lot. Okay, so food options and the Jabberwocky show. First, let's talk about the Jabberwocky show. I haven't seen it. I don't know when I'll see it. Probably closing night. I have not seen it. That's all I have to say about that. Food options. Wow, I've already tried like 4 to 5 different food options, different themed food options, and I must say they're pretty good. The sweet ones are pretty good too. I really want to try the Clown's Cotton Candy Donut. However, it looks like it is filled with diabetes in it. But I would definitely be trying that on camera soon. And just overall, the food, from what I've tasted at least, is amazing. I mean, and there's still tons and tons that I have not tasted yet. And I expect to be giving you guys a full food review on everything, a full food tour on everything very soon. Just keep an eye out for that. I think that there's plenty of food offerings this year, though, and everything. I also got my HHN souvenir cup, which they weren't selling in the first week, but they are selling them now. I got it this past Sunday. Let me show you guys real quick. So this is what the HHN souvenir cup looks like. As you can see, we spin it around. It has Stranger Things and everything. Really cool design. This is the key art for Stranger Things this year. I really like it. I think it's cool. And these things, I think this thing cost me 18 bucks. So that's really cool. And then it was free refills all night. You can find these at like any of the food locations, I believe. And you can reactivate it to get free refills any night that you go. Or I believe it works in the day too. I think it's for like 8 bucks. You can reactivate it and get free refills for that day or for that specific night. But overall, Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2019 is phenomenal. I think it's great. I think people are too hard on it. Like I made that point in the beginning. People are too hard on it. And I think that is an amazing event this year. Tops last year. Tops Not Scare from Tarts Fright Fest by a landslide. We won't talk about that though. But I think it's great. And HHN 2019, definitely worth the ticket. Not that expensive at all. And the Rip Tour I've been hearing is very good, which we are actually planning on doing a Rip Tour this year. Probably towards the end of the event, but If you guys have ever wanted to see what a Rip Tour is like, we may do one later on this year and film it for you guys and everything, just to give you guys a look at what a Rip Tour is all about, because I've been hearing very good reviews about it. And yeah, Savannah and I are planning to do it, so be looking out for all that content. Tons and tons more content coming. Make sure to check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter, and click that subscribe button if you want to see more HHN related stuff and theme park stuff in general. As far as haunt schedule goes, tomorrow we have Queen Mary's Dark Harbor Media Night. Very excited about that. I'm excited to see the new Maze Rogue and everything that John Cook has designed this year. And then next Tuesday, October 1st, we will be at Oogie Boogie Bash, Disney's California Adventure Halloween party. And then after that, we will have a couple more surprises down the road. So like I said, just stay tuned. Lastly, visit our website, SoCalExploring.com, for more detailed theme park updates and haunted attraction news. I have been Scott. You have been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key. Let's keep everything positive. No negativity. So tired of negativity. Let's keep everything positive. Stay spooky, everybody. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace.